Welcome to the GCNTech show. I'm Alex Payton.
And I'm Oliver Bridgewood. And we've got loads of cool stuff this week, including some things that are coming out to celebrate the big French bike ride that's happening in July, including these limited edition, rather nice GCN yellow bottles, a limited edition helmet that's coming out too from Cask, a solar-powered bike computer, and some nice gravelly boy wheels.
And then for our main talking point this week, we're going to be discussing the tech and bike products that we regret buying.
Yeah, I've got a lot of regrets.
What about bike products?
Them too.
First up this week, let's take a look at last week's poll. We haven't got
week.
that. No poll this week because we're actually pre-recording the show. Both of us, when this goes out, we'll be away on our hollybobs.
Not together.
No.
We're going separate because Alex is on honeymoon.
Yeah.
And we didn't trust Hank to do the show without us there. So, under our supervision. So,
Anyway.
pre-recorded. But it means we've got 2 poll results next week.
Anyway, this week we're discussing cycling products and tech which we regret buying.
Yeah, I've got one.
Go on
first, right. So this is going back a while now, like 12 years ago. I bought a turbo trainer for 80 English pounds. Now, back then, this is before smart trainers existed.
Yeah.
Didn't have a power meter in it. It was a basic wheel-on turbo that you just plonked your bike on and the rear wheel moved against thing. And I bought it with the best will in the world of using it to train indoors when the weather was really bad and get fit in the winter.
Yeah.
And I think I used it twice because it was horrible to use. Like, this is before, Wahoo system or Zwift or anything like that. Again, like no power. You changed resistance with this horrible
Big
magnetic cable thing.
I had one really similar to that.
Oh,
it made an absolute racket when you did your hardest efforts.
Yeah, but then it was also like just pedaling on it didn't feel like riding a bike. It was just like riding through custard. It was just trudging along. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And just that and your garage wall for entertainment. It was just so grim.
Well,
I think I used it about twice and then it just sat gathering dust in the corner of the garage.
Okay, right, it's a good start. I've got a great one here. So, products which I regret buying. Clincher tyres, but a tubular design. So tubular clinchers, I guess
What
you'd
on
call
earth
them.
are these?
I know, lots of people probably haven't got a clue what this is. So this is a
have a
product.
clue what this
We're
is.
going back maybe 15 years or so, maybe even more than that. So this is a product, the ones that I had at the time were made by Tufo. So it was a tubular tyre, but where you have the base tape normally, which is then stuck onto the tubular rim, you had a sort of moulded hard rubber sort of plastic section, which then interlocked into the like hook on a clincher rim. It was like a halfway house between tubular and clincher, but it meant if you wanted tubular tyres, you could use your clincher rims, which is why I got them.
So you get higher rolling resistance and they still pinch flat.
No, you can't. They don't pinch flat super easy. But yeah, it's just putting two different.
Must be heavy.
Heavy, putting two different technologies together. The downside was they were quite hard to fit. They were an absolute nightmare to wrestle on the rims. But I used them for cyclocross. So if you had the pressures a bit lower, considering how hard they were to get on, they literally fell off the wheels. So yeah, I kind of regret those.
Yeah.
Cool at the time though.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I did some research on this. This product still exists.
No way.
Still get them.
Well, I've got one. Again,
Yeah.
this is going back going back again 10, 12 years ago. Super light inner tubes.
Okay, yeah.
Now, this needs a bit of context, right? Because at the
please
time I was a student. I was on a student budget.
Just last year.
Yeah.
Still a student.
And I was trying to save weight on my bike and improve performance. And so I was I invested in some, relative to a normal tube, they were a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Super thin, light butyl inner tubes that weighed like 20 grams.
Okay.
Now, saved about 150 grams. Great.
Big weight saving.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
For like not much money comparatively.
Yeah.
But I was descending Hard Knot Pass, which is like 30% plus. And the road was wet, so I was dragging the brakes.
Yeah.
And I was using alloy rim brakes at the time, as everyone was back then.
Back in the day.
Yeah, in the olden days. And the rims get really hot when you're dragging the brakes. And so the alloy rims heated and then they caused the tubes to explode. So I'd blow out on descending 30%.
That's not what you want.
That's not ideal. And I mean, in
But
fairness,
your bike was lighter though.
Yeah. In fairness, when I read the small print that came with them, the tubes, they did say they weren't suitable for that, for prolonged braking.
Yeah.
Who reads the instructions?
I guess you've only got yourself to blame.
Yes, but the thing is now is super light inner tubes now have actually become something that you can use because disc brakes, the heat doesn't build up in the rim.
Yeah.
It's isolated to the brake, the disc, so now you don't have that problem. But if you're using rim brakes,
Back then you had that problem.
super light disc brakes,
what
super
about-
light tubes. No.
I've got a question for you. Do you regret buying the Eurobike? What about that?
Do you know what? No.
No?
Well, if I'd bought it to be my actual bike and I was like in the market for a budget bike, I'd regret it. But in the context of, it's all about context with these things. In the context of us buying it, I don't regret buying it at all because we've had so much fun with it.
We've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've just made some like cool
That
videos.
bike's actually covered a lot of miles.
Yeah, it's a good laugh, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
look at the video we did with Rory on it. And also when we were, destroying Oscar. Normally Oscar ruins us on climbs, but
Oscar.
like Oscar's struggling away on the Eurobike.
Not that day. Something else which I kind of regret buying and owning, again, we're going back about 15 years or so, an aero helmet, so like time trial aero helmet, but it was just like a plastic shell. It didn't offer any protection in terms of safety. Do you remember those things?
Like Lance used to wear them. There's like Spewick ones.
Yeah, so I had one of those. So when I was, I reckon 15, 16, I just started being old enough to go and do some time trials on the open road.
Was it one of those super pointy ones?
Yeah, it was like super pointy. I thought I was so cool at the time, right? Bombing up and down dual carriageways as like a kid, which seems pretty dangerous now, let alone the fact you've got a helmet which offers zero protection, but did make me a little bit faster at the time.
Well, the rule was that you had to wear a helmet, but there was no like rule regarding like the actual safety credibility of the helmet. So
No.
we define a helmet, like there was no definition of what the helmet was.
It was actually shortly after I got into time trials back then that they changed the rules and meant you had to actually wear a helmet that offered some sort of level of safety protection, which is a good idea. It makes a lot of sense.
It wasn't a helmet, it was just like a head fairing.
A head fairing, let's call it that. A head fairing. So I kind of regret owning that.
Yeah. I got another one.
Yeah.
Asymmetric chain rings. So I bought asymmetric chain rings because I was out on a ride when I was a student again with one of my friends, and I always used to beat him on all the climbs. And then he had got some asymmetric chain rings, and for the first time ever, he somehow beat me on a climb. So I thought, wow,
that's all it could be.
That's all it could be. That's all it could be. So I then instantly went out and bought some.
Yeah.
And there was just like no difference, except for I was then in a road race a few weeks later, and because I had asymmetric chain rings on, at a crucial moment in the race, I dropped my chain and then got dropped. So, which you'll all enjoy. I don't know why I've told you that. I'm just giving you more fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got
That's
dropped.
weird. I've never heard any dropped stories.
Yeah.
Seems random.
And at the time, there was a load of things about, asymmetric chain rings, they make more power. But what hadn't been revealed was that Team Sky thought they made more power, but it's because the power meters they were using
read differently.
Weren't designed to read an asymmetric chain ring, and so they over-read by like 20% on
But this thing is incredible.
Yeah. We invented a perpetual motion machine. It's like, no.
Okay, right, that sounds like a good one. I'm trying to think of another product. Right, super lightweight cassette. So back in the day when I was a junior and mountain biking, I remember I was changing loads of parts on my mountain bike, ready for the 2007 Mountain Bike World Champs in Fort William, and I bought super light parts. The one that I really regret buying was an ultralight cassette. So this thing was like super bling gold. It was machined out of one piece of aluminium. It was blooming light. It looked incredible. However, I put it on my bike a few weeks before the race, and it just wore out so fast. It was unbelievable.
It's like made of cheese.
Yeah, I didn't even get to use it in the race because it wore out that quickly. I had to take it off my bike before the race. And I mean, at the time, it cost an absolute bomb. I didn't have loads of money spare, and I was like, well, I just wasted all my money. I haven't got any left to buy a new one.
I can think, now you've said that, there's a load of things that just popped into my head of like really lightweight things that I bought that I regret buying.
I think that's, it's when you're on a budget or you don't want to spend loads of money, buying the lightest, most aero product you can get at the low price point isn't necessarily the best thing.
They're often compromised. I bought lightweight brakes that were really light for like a hill climb build.
Yeah.
Amazing for the hill climb because they weighed like 100 grams.
What about getting back down though?
Yeah, not so great.
You got to get back to your car that's parked at the bottom.
Yeah, like the braking performance on them was absolutely terrible compared to like a Shimano caliper.
Just normal.
Yeah.
Normal. Okay, well, those are some of the things that we regret buying.
Yeah.
Well, I regret buying lots of things, but that sort of brushed the surface of it. We should probably have a poll.
Yeah.
Go on. You got a poll in mind?
Well, have you ever regretted buying a cycling product? And if you have, it's hard to do this in a poll, so you just have to comment it underneath the poll. Comment what you've regretted buying, and we'll read some out in the show next week.
I can't wait to read some of these.
No, I can't. I think it'll be some bangers.
Right. It's now time for Hot Tech. Ollie, kick us off. What have we got? New helmet.
Yeah, first up this week is a limited edition Casque Vellegro helmet for this year's Tour de France.
It's the official Tour de France helmet, I believe.
Yeah.
Check this out, very fancy pants. So there's just 3,328 of these are going to be produced.
That's quite a strange number, Alex. Why has that number been chosen?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's to do with the number of kilometres that this year's race covers.
Oh.
Good job I didn't do it in miles.
Every day is a school day.
Every day is a school day. It's got a cool white design, yellow lines over it, some black accents. Yeah, I like the look of this.
Yeah,
nice.
It's pretty cool. Right, we've also got some limited edition bottles, or bidon, if you're French or pretentious.
Or both.
Last month, you may remember we had some nice pink limited edition bottles available in Shop.Global Cycling Network for the big Italian bike ride that was happening. Well, the big French bike ride is happening soon.
Yeah.
So we've got jaune bottles.
Yellow, if you're not French.
Yeah, or pretentious.
Only available in 500ml versions, these ones. Super lightweight. I like the look of these. Get a couple on my bike.
I'm going to take those and put them on my bike.
Have one each, or are you just taking a pair?
Yeah, I'll do that, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, right. Well, sums that up. Also, come up next in Hot Tech, we've got a new solar-powered head unit from Garmin. Check this out, it looks pretty cool.
It's called the Edge 1040 Solar and replaces the Edge 1030. And the standout feature is that it's got an integrated solar panel on the screen. And I think this is an absolutely brilliant idea.
This is really cool.
So it's able to charge it as you use it, as long as it's in direct sunlight. But it isn't able to just completely fully run off the solar panel.
No.
Think of it more of like a range extender. So as you use it, for every hour that it's in sunlight, it's said to sort of give you an additional 20 to 40 minutes of battery life.
Yeah.
I think
that is some cool tech. I guess the amount of charge it gets depends on like the light conditions and how much you're using the device.
Probably not much in England.
Yeah, not much in England. You barely get anything in England. We don't even get sunny days, do we?
No.
So the battery life is said to be around 45 hours, even in what Garmin call demanding use. I'm not sure what demanding is. Maybe just being really aggressive and shouting at it. Yeah. The screen is, so the solar charging element is all of the top surface of the screen. However, the difference being where the actual display section is, so we've got the numbers and the colours, that still charges the device, but it's only about 10% efficient. Most of the charging comes from that dark bezel around the edge, and that can charge it up sort of 100% efficiency rate. So that's where it gets most of its juice from.
I think it's a cool idea, and
I like
with that extra range for like endurance events, multi-day events, could be really cool, couldn't it?
Right, and then finally in Hot Tech this week, we've got some chunky new Gravelly Boy wheels from Hunt. These look super cool. Right, so these wheels are the carbon gravel disc, and you've got two different versions available. You've got a 25mm depth and a 40mm depth. Now, Hunt say the 40mm ones are designed to be a little bit more suitable for use on the road as well. So they're actually slightly narrower internal rim width than the 25mm ones. So I've got the tyre widths that they're compatible with here. So the 25 deep rims are compatible with 35 to 65mm tyres, and the 40s are compatible with 28 tyres, again up to 65. So a little bit narrower for the 40mm deep. They're hookless, and do you want some weights and prices?
Love them.
So the 25mm deeps are £879 or 1,179 euros. And weigh 1,380 grams. And if you want the 40s, they are £899, $1,199, and they're just 3 grams heavier. Just 3 grams heavier for 40mm deep boys.
How's that work?
I'm not entirely sure, actually. I presume it's because they're a bit narrower.
I don't understand how that's working at all.
It's the magic of science. Who knows? I did double check that, but 3 grams is right, apparently.
Yeah.
More Hot Tech next week.
This is now where we're going to do comments of the week, but we're not going to do comments this week because we're pre-recording the show. So we'll just do bumper comments next week. And we'll go straight into the bike vault, I think.
Love the bike vault. This is a section of the show where you upload the pictures of your bike into the GCN app. Then everyone can judge them to be either nice or super nice. As we've said before, Ollie and I, we get the final vote. You know, we're the sort of deciders of this. The bell is underneath here. It's super nice. Well, I ring the bell. Little trial run there. First submission, who we got?
We've got Froome 2022.
Chris Froome.
It might be.
Oh.
Or a relative. It's a Cervelo S3. What do you make of that? It looks like it's in America.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Apparently, you can only park there for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think that is super nice.
The cranks aren't quite lined up, but are you going to super nice that?
Super nice.
All right, yeah, super nice.
Next up, Gavin, 13. The 13th Gavin.
I was going to say that, you beat me to it.
With his Temple Classic single speed. What do you make of that?
Oh, I like the look of this.
I love the bell on it. I love it. I love it. It's super nice. And I love his little veg box.
Good veg box on Gavin 13.
Yeah.
Nice bit of netting over his
Good bit of Ron
patch.
seal on that fence as well. Lawn needs a mow.
The lawn does need a mow.
It's very green.
It's a very healthy lawn. I wish my grass looked as good as that. Right, super nice. And the bike's super nice as well. We have got Ian is Coretti.
Ian is Karate.
Why do I never understand
Ian is
username?
Karate with a Wim Kolb.
What on earth is this? An aerocross?
It looks incredible.
This looks unreal.
Oh.
Actually, right, so I picked this out of the bike vault because it is a physical location we go and pick the bikes out from. And they'd uploaded quite a few pictures of this bike. So with any luck, we'll be able to find some of the other ones as well. But it showcased the design process of this and the build of it. It looks super cool.
I think that's just
lost for words?
Super nice.
You're lost for words. Super nice.
nice.
What's the plaque in the background?
I don't know.
Performance, it says something.
Yeah.
Can't quite see. Next in
Chris
is...
C. Bradley with a giant Revolt Advanced Zero.
It looks like just a selection of bike packing accessories.
Yeah.
Where's the bike?
It's lost in lavender.
What is it?
We can't even see the bike. Nice.
It's the wrong way round. It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Bojan Vasic with a Fairlight Strail 2.
Oh, I like the look of this. This looks nice. Yeah, so valves are aligned. It's in the correct gear. No accessories.
I like the tan walls. I like the 105.
Do you know what? I love those bottle cages.
Yeah. It's
105, group set of people, fist bump. Yeah.
It is. It's a super nice, that one.
Super nice. What have we got here?
Facebook 23.
The 23rd Facebook.
What the hell?
Doesn't really work, that joke.
Facebook 23 with a Bossy Strada Titanium. Ooh.
Another bike. We had 2 bikes in a row with Zip 303
We're getting a lot of titanium bikes the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
People are into titanium bikes. And showing them off.
Yeah. I like the look of this.
It.
Really nice. I can't think of the word.
Depth of field.
Depth of field, and also the interaction, the junction point between the tubes.
I like it.
Really nice,
it's
smooth.
Very smooth, isn't it? And it's a super nice.
Is that
speed plate?
Ultegra?
Yeah, full Ultegra.
New Ultegra.
Oh, yeah.
Where are people getting all these Ultegra group sets from? Wish they'd let us know. Yeah. Super nice that.
I really like that one. Really like it.
That was unfortunately our last bike vault of this week. I feel saddened to say that.
Yeah,
it's been an incredible show.
Like one of the easiest ways to take an amazing bike vault picture is to get yourself a shadow stand.
Yeah.
You don't have to mess around with sticks or propping it up against stuff, and you can get that nice depth of field. They're available in shop.global cycling network. So
as an added bonus, if you use a shadow stand, we tend to give a super nice. It's just what we do. Right, I've enjoyed the show. Have you enjoyed it?
It's been a blast.
Right, we're going to go now.
Get back to our hollybobs.
Yeah, get back to our holiday.
Not together.
No, I'm going to have a pina colada on the beach.
Oh, you do that.
I will. Right,
you
see ya.
do.